Hi folks, Rick here. Welcome to my channel. Alright, just got done racing the Extreme XC Meadows Mashup. This is a brand new track. It's right next to Ironman Raceway, so that's kind of cool. Actually, a little worried my GPS was taking me there instead of this track, but they did a really good job for a first track there, the first race at it. Really turned out to be nice. Weather was perfect there, a little warm. Track was in really good condition there. A lot of, we had some rain a day or so ago. Dust in the fields, but it was a little slimy in the woods, which was really good. Had great traction on the hills. A couple of mud holes that was causing people issues. I didn't really have any. There was like a long creek section when you rode down a creek that was a little tricky, but they ended up taking that out after a while. I think it was causing some people issues. I didn't have any problems with it there. It was kind of cooling me off as I was going through it there, but yeah, good day overall. I don't know what the length of the track was. I ended up doing 6 laps. It wasn't the longest one in the world. I got 6 laps in, pretty good. Ended up with the W today, so that was good. Had no issues at all with the bike. Really, the race itself, pretty good race. There was one section there that was a downhill off camber, and it wanted to take you right into a tree. And with my type of bike and that kind of stuff there, that just ain't my kind of ride in there. So I first got up to that thing, I had to make a loop, and I found a way around where I could get a little bit more of a straight run at it. But the first 3 or 4 laps, I couldn't remember where this darn thing is, and each time I had to kind of stop and do a U-turn and go back that other way. But other than that, yeah, really a good day, a lot of fun. Bike ran well, didn't have any issues there, and so yeah, hopefully the video turns out, and enjoy. Take care. Alright folks, welcome to the Extreme XC Meadows Mashup. First off, watch how fast this flagger is. So there's one race, they're already over there flagging the shutdown, and watch this, next row is going to take off in just a second. This is the fastest start I've ever even seen. It's just go, go, go. Watch how fast we'll take off here. So it's just, this was a little something here to be mindful of. Anyway, here, starting a little out of order here. I get kind of a bad start. You can see the amount of dust on the that corner up there. I just get buried right here. So right here, no view of nothing. So I'm just going straight, trying to make sure I don't get caught with somebody. And as fast, this is a problem here, so I can't see anything here going into the woods. The next, not that person, the next group has already taken off, and they're faster than I am, so they end up catching me here real quick. Just, this is a problem. So I ended up having to let a bunch of people go by here at the start with. So anywho, with that there, I actually had a good race here. I ended up taking the win on this. This is a brand new property, and so I've never raced here, and I've done no sites, so this is all 100% brand new, trying to figure out how things are going. I think this is the second group is already coming by us already. So it's a pretty good track layout. Inside here it's pretty damp, and it gets slimy on a lot of the hills and stuff like that, but not bad. It really, it's funny, it really wasn't muddy, but there's a couple mud spots and you just got covered with mud. I mean, it looked like I was just riding in mud the whole day, but it really wasn't. But it's pretty nice here. You can see just going through, again here, a little bit of this first lap. I just got to get rid of some of these fast people behind me, and we'll get going. But cruising along here, the wood sections are pretty good. It's got some trees and stuff in it. or tree roots and stuff. It's pretty open, not a ton of off camber. So this is coming up on the pro hill here. I'm trying to figure out which line it is. I'm following those guys in front, which isn't the best line. I should have just already turned left, but now I'm going this way. It's throwing me into that tree. And I'm kind of taking a look at this hill to see where it goes. So I got one person there, so I'm going to try this one. This is really a sucky thing. It's just a lot of tree roots right there, trying to get you close to that tree, but didn't have any issues. These things all got worse as the day went on, but not too bad. So here's kind of a fast section. It is a little rough, and we get some field sections. Unfortunately, the field sections are just rough as nails. You can go faster here than some of those field sections here, but we're coming down here on another downhill, and if you look, let's see, right here I should have turned and went down, but I'm not really sure where to get going, so I just kind of went up. I kind of loop around. You can see right where that person was, so I ended up going too long. There's a quick downhill right there is what I should have went. This is another fast group, so I'm just letting them go by. You can see someone's already stuck on the hill. That hill, it's not too steep, but it's just like climbing up ice. You got no traction here, and it really got worse as the day went on. So I'm just going to plow ahead, try to go right by this guy, hopefully not run him over. And I don't really have any problems there, but it just gets slicker and snot as the day goes on. But it really wasn't a bad hill. But plowing along here, and just trying to be careful, trying to learn this particular track. Again, I'm dealing with a lot of these faster roads behind me. I just getting them out of the way here. But it's kind of funny, on a lot of new tracks you see a lot of times there's a lot of cut saplings and stuff, so I didn't really see that, so that's kind of nice. Some have done a really good job picking their way through the trees and stuff like that. It was really good. And overall, it was a pretty fast track. I'm not sure how long this one was. I ended up doing 6 laps, so it was a fairly fast track. You can see it's pretty dark in this section. It's even dark on video. Pretty much just going along as fast as you can, the bumps, making sure you don't tag any of these trees. A bunch of these little dips you got to watch out for. They're pretty steep, like V-shaped dips. So you get a little slow downhill, but they're pretty easy coming out of them. This is a little goofy section right there, just trying to, it's kind of, bike leans one way, then leans back the other. So taking an opportunity to get some of these other guys past me here. Now it's just a quick down and back up. Yeah, this is a little weird section here. So we go down on the hill. We're going to kind of go up. Now there's a huge off camber right here. I'm just trying to hang on. And this gets really slippery, especially this section right here. Now I'm leaning the other way, just trying to make your way. Just had to be a little mindful there. And as long as you're easy or steady on the gas, it was no problem. And I didn't have any problems all day. But if you was to goose it, man, your back end would come around on you on that section. But didn't have any issues. I was actually really super cautious on that one there. I'm just recovering from a huge back issue, and I was just really nervous on any type of off-camber stuff or potential for a slide out. If the rear end slides out and catch something, that would probably just have been, to the hospital for me. But didn't have any issues all day. But was a little bit cautious on some of the off-camber. Thankfully, this track really didn't have anything substantial, which was nice. So it was a good track to come back to. Yeah, it's a little tight section here, just kind of weave my way through a little bit, letting another couple of fast people get going. I think we're going to take a shot down the road here a little bit. Just kind of easing along again. Not sure, exactly where I'm going, as I haven't been on this track, so I don't know what's coming up or how long anything is. Another kind of thing with this track, every time you go into the woods, even to the start, it was a nice, easy entryway into the woods. And I gotta say, doesn't happen. People like to put a right-hand turn or something right as soon as you go in a woods, or a big drop-off or something else, and it's terrible when it's dusty because you don't know what's coming up. But this track, every time you went into the woods from a field section, it was actually, you just pretty much just go right in. Right at the very end, there's one little spot that you was going slow. It wasn't an issue, but they've done a good job on here. So this is a big downhill. Just trying to keep on the brakes. It is slick, and it gets slicker. I should have turned left already. I don't know why I went this way. There's no reason to go through this water. See where that guy's going? That's the actual line. So I'm not sure why I was going where I was at. But this is one of the mud sections right here. This here, it got pretty deep, and pretty soon you just start slinging it all over you. And a few people were starting to get stuck there. It was kind of bad. And this whole section right here, this was all deep mud all the way up the side of this hill. I guess we're dragging a little bit of it up, but for some reason it was really muddy. It wasn't any problem there. You just stay on the gas and up you go, and it got a little slick here and there, but it really wasn't an issue. It was just kind of surprised there was so much mud on that hill. This here, there's two different lines. That guy, there's people stuck to the right. I seen this guy. I didn't see this line until that guy went down there, thankfully. So it's just a quick, easy go around, let those other guys there. I don't know, someone's stuck down the hill. I never did go that other way, but I think it's just a steep ditch, and so I just stayed out of there. This way here really didn't cost you any time. I got some people where they're on my butt, and I took this way here. That's a good opportunity to let them pass, and I ended up having to wait for them when we got to the other side. So it was probably as quicker taking that little jaunt around where I did. Yeah, there was a downhill. There's another one coming up here. There's a couple of these little ones you get going, all of a sudden there's a drop off. Even though I'd done 6 laps, all 6 laps, I forgot about that dang thing. It caught me off guard every single time. It's just like, whoa, as soon as you got up to it, because you're just on the brakes and you landed flat on the ground. But so now we're plodding along here. This section right here, so this is this really bad thing. I'm letting a couple people go by here. I'm thinking this is the area. Yeah, this is it. So this is a downhill, off camber, right into a tree. And my bike's a little bit more top heavy. I'm just not that agile. And trying to take that, you can see that person's on 3 wheels and clip the tree. I did not want to go down that thing. And so off to the left is a little bit straighter, so it's like, the heck with this thing. That's just a risk for me. I just don't do good on those with this particular bike, especially being a top-headed. And so again, it was probably at least the first 3 laps before I remembered it. So I'm just about, you can see the tree right there on the right, that's the one I'm going. So this one's still kind of wonky here, and there's a little tree with that sign on it, but it's not too bad. But it's funny, some of this track I remember, after the second lap I remember it perfectly, and some things you just can't. So there's a drop off that I never did. That one there, it took me about, I think probably it wasn't until the 3rd or 4th lap until I finally realized, here comes that little hill, immediately go to the left. Otherwise I had to keep doing a turnaround. But it took me 5 seconds to do a little loop there, so it wasn't like it was a life or death situation. I think this is it. Right, this hill right here. That caught me off guard every time. I just felt it was a big straightaway when you look at it. All you do is see a big straight. You just want to get on the gas, and that big old drop off. It's probably 8 feet or 6 or 8 feet or something. So here's a mud spot. So just all 6 laps I did just that on that same line. There was a lot of people get stuck. I'll give you here, a tip for getting through some mud. For one, the last thing you want to do is go in it with first gear and start giving it to gas, because all you do is spin your wheels and you dig a hole and you sit there. So you want to upshift, and so that was it had a lot of rocks in there and it had a bank, and so first gear is kind of the speed wise, but you want to upshift in a second to where your wheels aren't spinning. Hit it with some speed, commit to what you're doing, lean back a little bit so when you hit the other side your front wheels go up. But now when you give it the gas, your wheels aren't spinning, they just hook up and you go right through the thing there. And so sometimes you just get stuck, ain't nothing you can do about it, but don't sit there and just give it the gas, you know, in high RPMs, you know, try to go through it first because you'll just get buried. So this is a little bit of a downhill one here again. It's right, it's a little off camber, but it's heading into the trees, so I was a little nervous. So now we're coming down here, I believe, into this creek section. And now I haven't been here. You can see here, everyone's going over this bank, so I thought this was the right way, and I thought we were going to get out of the bank, but it's not. We're right here. Those people are trying to go up the bank. And this is the wrong thing there. So the next lap, yeah, I should have. Yeah, I'm trying to get by. See, I didn't know where we were going, so now I'm coming right back into this creek, and so that was a little bit of a learning curve. This whole thing, this whole creek right here is rock underneath there, and so the trick is, every lap after, stay in this water. The more water you're in, it's easier to go. If you try to go, you see a lot of people trying to go to the left and the right, and it's probably just from not knowing where to go, but that's all like 1 and 2 foot deep mud. You stay in this water, it's actually, other than just getting splashed, and the unfortunate thing, this water is actually almost like a, you know, slushy type consistency with mud. My radiators and some other people's radiators just get clogged up from going through this thing, but you can just ride through this thing. You know, I was pretty much just third gear getting with the gas here on the subsequent laps. But I just stayed in the water the whole time. That was really the trick to this one. I did take that bank because I thought that was getting out of this thing, but you can see it was a rough one getting through there, and several people were stuck. But this is the get out, pretty easy. I don't think it got any worse than that. I just, again, you can hear how low RPM it is. I just got the thing shifted up into second or third, and the tires just hook up. Now we're heading back into the woods again. On that thing there, they would end up there, I don't know what lap, but I guess enough people started getting stuck in there for some reason, and probably the last couple laps, they ended up taking it out, and then, so they bypassed it there, but it really wasn't an issue. It was a little bit refreshing going through there, but probably best there. When I got back, my radiator was really, really clogged full of that, you know, slushy type mud, so probably good that it, you know, after all, maybe that we didn't keep going down there, it just got worse. But little tight sections. So now here we're out just a little bit. This is a little bit of an open section right here. Not too bad here. And just right into the woods here again. So nice, clean section. Guys, I'm not sure right there. That may have been the leader, like the pro. I think we had one pro in this particular thing there. Somebody, as fast as that guy went by me, I was thinking that might be who that was, because it's not too long after this I started getting some of the A riders come through, but it's a fairly short course, and that guy's obviously just blindingly fast. Another little downhill section again here. Not too bad, a little rough, a little muddy, but again, once you kind of know where that stuff's at, you can pretty much just get going. So this hill right here, look, I'm leaning to the right, now I'm leaning to the left, now I'm kind of going back to the right and around the corner. You're going up almost like a V-shaped ditch. Kind of tricky. You could get yourself in trouble right there pretty easy, because there's sometimes there where like one wheel's off the ground, another wheel's off the ground, but it's one of those things you just got to pick a line, you know, make sure you are steady on the gas, and you know, it wasn't any issue. I never did have even a slight issue going up. It was kind of funky there. You could definitely get in trouble there if he was, you know, really hard on the gas. pop out here in another section. Yeah, I think it's this one right here. I think I wait for some people, but right here we just ended up going right around the corner. Then here's this guy here going into the woods, and I think I almost overshot this one. This is another one I had a hard time getting. I kept wanting to get on the gas. It started to get smooth, and right as soon as it got smooth, that corner was right there. But yeah, we're pretty much coming up here. There's not an enormous amount longer here. This track's about done for. Yeah, I'm not sure if these guys are some back markers that are passing me, or I think they might be some of the top leaders. But it's just like stuff like this is just as wet as the track is. It's just been such dry lately. They got rain, and it's just dusty right here. But not complaining on this whatsoever. Once I got by the start, there's a couple bad spots on some of these ones here, but it was really short. So overall track was in really good shape. A little bit more tight section there. I tell you, that guy was taking a drive up the side of that little sapling right there. Yeah, I'm thankful on this race here. Again, I blew my back out about a week and a half prior to this one, and I ended up missing a race. It was just so bad. I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand. It was just killing me there, and so I was doing everything possible here to try to get better and try to go to this race, and I felt pretty good. I got here, I felt pretty good, but wasn't 100%. I was just hoping that I didn't screw it back up or something like that, but really actually come out, felt good, was riding good. Didn't have any issues. There was one time there I'd done something with my back on one of these things there, but after a deep breath or so, whatever it was, went away. I don't know if I was looking at something or hit something weird, but wasn't anything related to my previous injuries. Just I got back problems. But yeah, so I was glad there. I had a good day overall. Felt good, and when I got done racing, I still felt good. So a little bit of a straightaway on this. This thing is just, there's like 6 or 8 inch holes all the way through this thing. You just really want to get on the gas right here, but man, it's just jarring the heck out of you. There really wasn't a lot of spot for speed anywhere. This is a real tight section right here, as you can see. But a lot of the woods, though, outside of stuff like this, there's a few sections like this, but the woods, for the most part, though, I thought was pretty decent. Fairly flowy. You could get some speed going through there. A lot of third gear stuff in the woods, so that's a lot of fun. I like ripping through those. I like getting on the gas on these straightaways, but that wasn't the case here. It was just beat me to death. Yeah, you can hear it. Looks like I'm just easing along. That's about as fast as I could go. Really sure where to go right there. About coming up to the finish here, we're going to make a couple of zigzag. This is just, you can see how shiny it is. There's actually some blue marks on there just from the tires. It's just I don't know what it was right here. It just turned into concrete. It's kind of good there. Once you got the hang of it, knew where to go. So this here is really the one bad spot going in the woods. It's just tight right here. So I got one guy stuck. He gets out really quick. There's just it's literally just right here. They just done this here just a little bit here to slow yourself down going into the flag. So now we're at the flag here. There's some more of another A-class guy, I believe, but this is it. So yeah, great race overall. Got another lap in here for you if you want to check that out. But yeah, fun time. Got the W and another one in the books. So yeah, hope to see you out there again sometime. Take care.